1.
Hello, my name's Kevin. I'm the Atypical Cripple. I'm with.
Sardine.
And, by the way, didn't you have a birthday today?
Yeah, and I got the best birthday gift ever.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So what happened?
You know, Nancy Pelosi, she didn't wish me a good happy birthday. In fact, she was pretty bummed about today. I don't know why.
Oh. Maybe it's the fact she can't dash children on the sidewalks.
Yeah, that was one of her favorite pastimes. Huh?
All right. So, what happened today, Bizarro? Sardine.
Yeah. It is Bizarro World in many ways. So,
Yes.
yeah, the Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade, basically.
Right. They took down a bad ruling.
Clarence Thomas is the man.
And here's the thing. They did it on Friday.
That was not such a great idea.
What do you think that opens up for?
Well, people are going to be pissed off. And, it's kind of funny because most of the damage will probably get done in states where it's legal anyway.
Yeah.
So they're just hurting themselves, but okay.
So if you're a Democrat, you're going to go ruin Democratic businesses.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Downtown Olympia might... Now, on the one hand, though, I don't, some people think this is going to be, crazy like 2020. I'm not... I don't know.
2020 wasn't that crazy.
Well, the riots and stuff in certain areas was pretty... And that's what I would expect for Roe v. Wade, too, is certain small areas.
Right, but as far as the larger area, if this was their idea of a takeover, they did about as well as Russia going into Ukraine.
Hey, man, never forget Chad, or Chaz, or whatever it was called.
Oh, you mean when the police laughed willfully?
Yeah.
With the permission of the mayor?
Yeah, the government basically just was like, here, you guys can go ahead and start a sovereign country. Go ahead.
All right.
Fine. Have your fun. Have your fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a different topic.
Did she say it was going to be a summer of love?
I wonder if they offered free abortion in that independent country there.
Only if you bring your own abortive tools.
Oh, okay. They'd probably do it for you then.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You think there was a lot of doctors in that crowd?
No.
Probably not. Okay.
All right. So we have our pontiff in the Senate.
Wait, no, she's Congress. She's a House.
Right. Well, okay.
Speaker Pelosi.
No, Pontiff.
Oh,
Pelosi.
sorry. You're right. Pontiff.
All hail Pontiff Pelosi.
Fancy Pelosi.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I've heard this is cringe.
Yes, it is. I mean, hold on. It's her moral position is terrible and gross and evil. But you can't help, at least maybe because I have a dark sense of humor, I couldn't help but laugh. I literally started laughing when I first heard this.
All right, well, let's see if it tickles my funny bone.
Admittedly, I only heard a minute or two of it, so I don't know about the rest of it.
There's no point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
Stop.
This morning.
What? So it's certainly not a good morning.
Sounds like an angsty teen.
This sounds like, a mother or a jilted wife. It's like, I can't kill my babies today.
Oh. So, and she still can because she lives in California.
Oh, yeah.
Not that she's... Anyway.
But I brought up an idea to you today. You remember what it was called?
Oh, yeah.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe.
This is pure kayfabe.
Yeah.
Huh?
And she's a devout Catholic, too. Did you know?
No. I think the diocese took away her right to...
yeah, she got barred from communion, I think... I can't remember where, but it was one of those.
San Francisco.
Is it? Good for him, man. Good for him. But yeah.
Or maybe it was Iowa.
But
Then she goes to Iowa all the time.
I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, she didn't
Alright.
she didn't agree with the Catholic bishop or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway. Good morning. It's a great morning. It's my birthday and I got the best birthday gift ever. It's a good morning, great morning.
All right. Woo!
Yeah.
The radical Supreme Court is eviscerating Americans' rights and endangering their health and safety.
A radical Supreme Court that you signed off on.
Well, some of them. Yeah, she kind of threw, the three liberal justices under the court, under the bus there. The left side. Yeah.
The left eat their own.
Yeah, she could have just...
Cannibalistic.
Yeah.
Aren't ready?
Well, yeah, the health and safety... Oh, man. Sorry. There's a lot to pick apart, but let's keep going.
Congress will continue to act for health and safety. But the Congress will continue to act to overcome this extremism and protect.
That's a you problem.
Oh.
Is the volume going up? I can't tell.
It's all the way up.
Protect the American people.
So...
I have earmuffs.
Today, the Republican-controlled Supreme Court has achieved their dark, extreme...
I'm sorry. They're...
Yeah.
Just from... Okay, like, the thing about Roe v. Wade is, as much as I would love for abortion to be completely banned worldwide, Roe v. Wade, all it did was impose this standard on all the states.
Yeah.
Taking the right of the states to legislate abortion, how they want, regulating it or outlawing it or whatever, it took that right away from the states. So all the overturning of Roe v. Wade does is put it back in the states' hands.
Well,
and you would be amazed. Hardly anyone knows this, unless they're like really plugged in. And even people who are sort of plugged into this issue, they think, oh, Roe v. Wade is overturned, so abortion is illegal. I wish, but no.
Well, that does bring up the idea that the Supreme Court took the decision out of the states, and for the last 48 years, they've caused a lot of harm.
Yeah. Not only did they, basically promote all these deaths, but they didn't solve the cultural divide.
No.
If anything, it intensified quite a lot.
Shocker.
Yeah, I mean, in one sense, it was good that the church started waking up and saying, "Hey, abortion's bad." But
yeah, I don't.
It just wasn't on people's minds before Roe v. Wade.
I don't think the church is so woke on the idea that abortion's bad. I think they're a little more on the homosexual end.
Honestly, I think. Well, maybe we just have different experiences, but my experience is that people are usually more solid on the abortion issue than the homosexuality issue.
Right. Well, there does seem to be a bit of a creep where if you can accept the idea that incest and rape, if you can identify with that exception, then you're also saying, but if they're born that way, where it seems to me like the numbers are bearing out that born that way isn't the case. People are made gay through...
Environmental factors definitely play a big role.
Well, and the big environmental factor is sexual behavior as a child.
Yeah, right.
And we're not allowed to talk about it because church is a family-friendly environment, and that's not family-friendly unless it's family sex time. Did you hear about that one?
I don't know that I want to.
Well, there was a show somewhere on the East Coast where they're talking about family sex time. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So lotus seed or something.
Roe v. Wade and like.
Yeah.
So, Obergefell, the gay marriage one.
Yeah.
It's very. They are similar in a lot of ways in that the states were starting to legislate gay marriage, whether it would be, and in fact, Proposition 8 in California is what triggered Obergefell. Well, and it's like amazingly, California actually voted not that many years ago to define marriage as between a man and a woman. California!
Wasn't that a proposition?
Proposition 8. I had a sticker on my car for that proposition. I voted for it.
Yeah.
And then it got overturned. So it's like the states were figuring this out, and then the Supreme Court comes in and is like, boom, boom, boom. No, we're going to tell you what to do. It's like, no, that's not your job.
I think that's more insidious than,
Yeah, so that was
doing a temper tantrum.
But yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like she's the Speaker of the House. Yeah. She's the most senior congressperson.
Third in line for the president.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a working or she chooses to deceive people about how the government is supposed to work.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
Keep the people dumb. Keep them looking. Oh, jiggle the keys.
Yeah.
Jiggle the keys. Look at the keys.
Speaking of jiggling keys, that was another issue. Is like everyone I talked to today about abortion. If they didn't agree with me, the first pushback was always, well, rape, and it's like I don't even care. We're not talking about that. The vast majority of abortions are not from rape.
No, they're elected.
It's like very tiny little portion of them are rape.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's a form of they're using it as contraception.
No, what the numbers for rape and incest?
No, I not off the top of my head, no.
I think it's like 1%.
If that, yeah. It's a very small. And how many of those is just like, well, they had sex and then they regretted it later. It's like that's the problem with
regret is not rape.
Right. Although it is treated as such in a lot of places.
I know. Do you remember Mattress Girl at Columbia?
Not just from that
2008, roughly. Look, we'll have to look at it later.
Yeah, we'll check it out later.
This was a cranky woman. Yeah, I always use the word.
Yes.
Cranky, diminutive woman that carried her mattress around in college to point out that she was raped, and then
I did hear of her, yeah.
And then the investigation, it's like, I just regret it. But she was so angry that she carried her mattress around.
Yeah.
Along with her books, even at graduation. So we have a girl graduating an Ivy League college.
Who's mentally unwell.
Yes. All right, speaking of mental unwellness.
Our government.
Dream goal of ripping away a woman's right to make.
Are you serious?
She pauses because it's like this terrible thing that a woman can no longer kill her child.
You're gonna cry? Really? Gosh.
And
I don't understand people that say, "Oh, we must be, empathetic to her." It's like, no.
This is all performative. She knows,
kayfabe.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the way that they use their propaganda terms.
Yeah.
Their approved language. Women's health. Read killing your children.
Or privacy.
Privacy, yeah.
Privacy. Because you have privacy when you're forced to get a COVID.
Oh yeah, right. They all of a sudden everyone cares about
health and
autonomy and bodily autonomy and all this. It's
right.
like, really, that's interesting. I seem to remember vaccine mandates being on the horizon not long ago.
Telling my doctor, my body, my choice. That was fun.
Yeah. And I mean, in a lot of ways, I agree. My body, my choice, and the baby is not your body.
That's right. Just all right. Let's go.
Own reproductive health decisions because of Donald.
And they still do have reproductive health. They have autonomy over reproductive health decisions.
She's about to blame Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
Of ripping away a woman's right to make their own reproductive health decisions because of Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, and the Republican Party, their supermajority in the Supreme Court.
As much as I don't like Mitch McConnell on a lot of stuff.
She blamed Cocaine Mitch.
I mean, he did block, what was Obama's, like, we owe him for that, man. Like, I don't like him on a lot of stuff, but he did do that.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think we have a Democrat and Republican thing, or do we have a political class and then the plebs?
It's a mix, as most things are.
I don't think so.
Well, there are people within the government who are not like part of the uniparty or
the couple. Let me name the few.
Go
Ted
ahead.
Cruz, up or down? Uniparty or
he's
renegade?
Again, he's on the spectrum. Everyone's on the spectrum. Like he's good on some stuff, not on others.
What about the Navy SEAL that lost his eye?
I've liked him less and less the longer I've known about him.
What?
He's for like red flag laws and other things like that.
The Navy SEAL guy?
Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about? So.
What's his name? He's not in Congress.
What about
Ron DeSantis? Yeah, Ron DeSantis. But
he's not in Congress.
Yeah. There's a guy in a wheelchair. I've heard him talk a couple times. I can't remember his name.
You mean the governor of Texas?
No, I think he's in Congress.
He's in a wheelchair.
Greg Abbott's in a wheelchair?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Has he always been?
I'd assume so since he's paralyzed. Huh. That's why
I've only ever heard him speak. I guess I've never seen him speak.
Well, he's always sitting down, and around him they're sitting down.
Okay, yeah.
So he does the
Roosevelt thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't like people higher than
And Abbott's also a mixed bag. Like, he's not good on some stuff.
So what does that say about people that go into government? Are they people with their own minds, or do they get swayed?
I would personally, I don't know, because I could imagine wanting to go into politics to further your own, your views, your moral convictions, and whatnot. And I imagine there are people that do that. I think everyone does that to a certain extent, but it's
but
what are those convictions?
Not in Congress,
right? That's the thing: is do those people who want to go into it actually succeed and get there?
Well, the only way you can succeed and get there is to go through the process.
Right, and is that process hopelessly corrupt?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the question is, are there? Look at Dan Crenshaw or Ted Cruz. They got in.
Yeah.
They're in. Now, I watched Dan Crenshaw, and the question is, did he change his mind, or was he always that way and we just never got around to it? And furthermore, I like how he does hour-long podcasts.
Oh, does
he? Yeah, it's called We the People.
Oh, really? Okay.
On YouTube. And I can listen to him. If I were in Congress or state senator, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd be daily on a podcast.
What about a stream? Or would you do a podcast or a stream?
I don't really care.
Well, I mean, like,
because
part of a stream is the interaction with the people you're speaking to.
Well, only if it's live.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I guess a mixture of both. Because, that's if I ever got to be a senator. And the question is, would that be something I could pursue?
Right.
I mean, as far as would people accept me? Because Greg Abbott polished. I mean, people require polish. This is why Nancy Pelosi's in office.
Mm-hmm.
Because she comes across as polished.
Less and less over the years, but yeah.
Well, right. I mean, the paint's wearing off.
Yeah. Mentally as well.
But the fembot is still there.
Yep.
All right.
Still at it.
Go for it.
And the Republican Party, their supermajority in the Supreme Court, American women today have less freedom than their mothers. With Roe.
What?
Less freedom than their mothers.
Well, their mothers let them live. So.
Good for them.
If their mothers let them live, they're one step above, where other mothers have failed.
I need to look into this more. I think I want to ask some of my relatives, one of my aunts,
about
my mom. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. She had told me at one point that the doctor, when she was pregnant with me, the doctor had looked at some scans or something, and they thought that I might have spina bifida, and so apparently. The doctor
recommended
or offered as an option abortion. Now, obviously, my mom was a Christian and had convictions on that issue, so she didn't. But if you think about it, it's like, I do not have spina bifida. How many people thinking, oh, well, the doctor knows best, would have just gone along with it and tried again for,
what about
a healthy
Iceland?
child? Right. No more retards. No more Down syndrome people. To be more polite.
Well, retardation comes in many shades.
Yes.
I mean, there's also other...
There's a Down syndrome genocide in Iceland.
Yeah. Just because I don't want to be in the room with them doesn't mean I want them dead.
Right. Yeah.
And, all right.
And honestly, a lot of people with Down syndrome are awesome.
They're only awesome if you can share an embodied experience.
Right.
If you're not able to share an embodied experience, it's a little like being blind and deaf and being able to, oh, look at, do you hear, do you see, I just can't relate to you. Sorry. Bye.
So you're saying you should interact with them face to face? And what do you mean by embodied experience? I'm trying to understand.
Embodied experience. Hey, buddy, let's go play soccer.
Right. Doing something with them.
Right. I think in that way you can communicate to them.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time with it because I can only communicate with words, and the only way I can talk.
Well, and some people with Down syndrome have higher and lower capacity as well.
Well, sure. But I mean, do you remember Corky from, what was that one dude?
Corky, no.
He was a part of a TV show. Everyone got goo gaga over it. He did a lot to inclusiveness. Well, that's when you got, I mean, look, if you, like, when I was in high school, I tried being the manager of the wrestling team. It didn't work out. I couldn't manage. I was basically the mascot.
Right.
And it's like, oh, sit here, don't need anything. All right. And one time while going home without, knowing that I had to pack a lunch, into dinner. For the bus ride out to a place they didn't have even restaurants at, I realized I don't think this is working out the way I thought it was. Because they give you the idea, oh, it's going to be awesome, it's so fun, we go out and we do this, we do that. And it's like, without the wrestling experience.
How can you manage, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And without, and so, for me, I don't like contrived experiences.
Fair enough.
Well, what do you think of that?
Well,
I mean, would you like a contrived experience?
what is a video game?
Well, it's an experience where you're doing something that gives you some sort of resistance or skill.
I mean, I think you could accurately describe a video game as a contrived experience.
Yes.
So I don't know.
The only way I could shoot that antelope up there was to go into a contrived experience.
Yeah.
And after I killed that antelope, I came back and went hunting for 2 more years, and I realized the only way I can shoot something is through a contrived experience. And that, to me, was a big letdown.
Yeah, no, I could understand how that would be.
But
yeah, no, I understand. Like, I think I get where you're coming from. Is like you're trying to do something and to gain a skill or to do something
in reality.
Right.
And all I can do is symbolic and contrived.
Yeah, I get that.
This
it's kind of like what you do with children.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I hate.
And why contrived experiences are so common these days, because everyone is a child.
Bingo.
We've come to the conclusion, no one's grown up.
Well, it's because they don't want to have sex without responsibility.
They don't want to use it for its intended purpose.
Back to Nancy Pelosi.
All right.
In their attempt to destroy it, radical Republicans are charging ahead with their crusade to criminalize health freedom.
Yes! Yes! We do! We totally do!
Yeah, she's not wrong.
In the Congress, be aware of this, the Republicans are plotting a nationwide abortion ban.
Correct.
That is true. But but isn't this projection, confession through projection?
Yeah, it's we're not plotting anything. What are you talking about?
Oh no!
It's all the bad Republicans. They want us plot.
Yeah.
And it's like, they always say the gun lobby. It's like
the gun lobby.
I wish we had a
gun owners.
No, they're always saying, oh, the powerful gun lobby is this and that.
Right.
It's like, I wish we had a powerful, actual, pro 2A gun lobby.
Right.
But it's pretty pathetic what we have in reality.
Well, what about the abortion lobby?
It's not that great either.
Pro-life lobby.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Yeah, it's not as good as it should be.
No, because without abortion, there's no money coming in to...
Well, that's the thing.
The life centers.
What is you get strong lobbies for things that there is a lot of money involved in.
Right. But the money becomes a draw for the self-licking ice cream cone phenomenon, where without that thing to butt yourself against, you're getting yourself out of a job. And
right. So the pro-life lobby, if they actually succeed, put themselves out of a job.
Which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
But people like their jobs.
It's the same problem with the medical industry. If you're healthy, all of a sudden we've lost all of our customers.
Yeah. That makes me angry too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about it. From before I exited my mother's womb, the medical industry was trying to kill me.
Me too.
Yeah.
In fact, I can tell you right now that flu vaccines nearly killed me.
Wow.
Cumulative over time, they got worse.
Right. Was it, what happened?
Well,
Or maybe that's a bit of a rabbit trail. We'll talk about vaccines at a different day.
yeah.
Yeah. Should we keep with Nancy?
Well,
Or we're getting up against a
hard wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we land the plane.
Let me think. Is there anything else we wanted to cover about abortion before we sign off?
No sexualizing of children.
No, that's the other thing is, like she's alluding to, this is just the beginning of the fight.
Yeah.
Like finally the court undid that horrendous decision.
Well,
but now it's out of their court and it's in our court.
Who were the ones that offered the opinion?
I don't remember their names.
It was
Kennedy.
Thomas and Kennedy.
Or that was Casey, I think. I don't know about because there's Roe and then there's Casey. Casey is the other big abortion case.
Right, because once Roe went, Casey went.
Right. They were both overturned with this.
Well, what I'm trying to say, who wrote the opinions? Clarence Thomas was for.
Clarence Thomas had the best concurring opinion.
So who voted? So it's not just Clarence
Chief Justice Roberts had the worst concurring opinion. And the majority opinion was okay.
Do they all sign off on one?
Well, they have like the main opinion and then the ruling of the court.
The dissenting opinion.
Well, they have dissenting opinions, but they also have concurring. So Roberts, Clarence. I don't know if Brett Kavanaugh might have had his as well. Like they had a secondary, like their own addition. Yeah, they call it the concurring opinion, I guess.
Unfortunately, I've never read any opinion.
I heard Ben Shapiro talk about it in depth today. That's where pretty much all my knowledge of it comes from.
Okay.
He was the only of my long form podcasts that actually had. Oh no, Matt Walsh also had it. So
okay.
The others were all still talking about New York's gun law.
Do you only look at the Daily Wire?
No, actually, I usually don't listen to them. But all of my short form daily podcasts I normally do listen to, none of them had this.
All right.
So.
Well, I'm glad to live to see the repeal of Roe v. Wade.
That's the other thing.
Because I was born 3 months after it went into effect.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, and at the time, Mom told me that they only did it the first trimester.
Oh, wow.
In Washington State, so she once said in a heated argument, "You've missed it by 2 months."
Wow.
Yeah, which was a nice thing to say.
Yeah, real nice. Right along the lines of threatening to put her in a old folks home when she gets old.
Well, I can't.
That's in a normal family. That would be the level of thing, but
don't get me wrong,
you're in a slightly different situation.
I love my mom that we have ways of hurting each other.
Right. Yeah. No, and all families have ways of hurting each other.
Yes.
But no, that's what I was going to say. One other thing is.
Yes.
I hoped and prayed for Roe to be overturned, but I honestly didn't really believe that it was going to happen in my lifetime.
I think once the decision was leaked.
Well, after that, yeah, I was like, wow, this actually might happen.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Once the decision was leaked, there was a pretty good chance that they were going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I bet they were floating the water.
But all these years, like ever since I became politically conscious, I'm like,
How long ago was that?
like college, like
10 years ago.
Something like that. Maybe a little more than 10.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, there's certain things like you just hear growing up in a Christian family, like, oh yeah, but when I actually became more aware of the details of the situation, is like, I hope for it to be overturned, but I didn't think it would be.
My dad once was a part of a movement that showed women the physical effects of abortion. And when I first saw that video, I nearly hurled my lunch.
Yeah.
Because when you
sickening.
pull out the parts, they're very human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you see the humanity in that.
And then there's videos you can't unsee.
Well, it's like this.
Like an abortion it was born alive, and they just leave it there to suffer and eventually die.
During COVID, there was an instance where a father got COVID in China, and he couldn't go back to his disabled son. His son expired.
Oh my gosh.
Right. That hits home to me.
Yeah. And we don't know how many people in China their government killed just by bad COVID policy, welding people's doors shut.
Boy, when I saw that, so when it comes to this, I don't put it on the. I don't press the government to.
No. Yeah, the government is.
I just help the survive genocide.
All right. Well, anything else?
No, that's it. My name's Kevin, and the typical cripple.
And I'm Sardine.
See you on the next balance.
Adios.